So you had a story this morning in the newspaper and online about where all these issues stand. The lower education K-12 got a lot of the funding restored, but there seem to be all these other issues that are troubling folks in education.
Right.
Yeah.
It's certainly been a contentious package of education proposals pushed by the GOP. The public school folks have really risen up and sort of opposed a lot of the changes in the budget, but what the Republicans are saying is, look, we gave you the $127 million back that Walker had proposed cutting in the second year of the budget. Now, they did that alongside proposing the expansion of the statewide voucher program and putting some other things in the budget like special needs vouchers. So you're really seeing the public school communities rise up and say, we have to continue to fight this. But the Republicans who control the legislature haven't signaled that there's much wiggle room on anything but one proposal about teacher training.
But one thing is, Governor Walker pays attention to these things, and frequently when people insert things into the budget, the Republicans don't respond, or it hasn't happened that way in the past, but then Walker comes in at the last second with a veto. So when these groups are lobbying and trying to get these things out of the budget, you need to remember that it might not just have an impact on Voss and Fitzgerald, but Walker's in the background and can knock these things out if he doesn't think they are good.
Let's bring in Jason Stein from our Madison Bureau. So a lot of these issues that are currently on the table, and we're talking about expansion of private school choice, more chartering, these takeover of poor MPS schools. These are things that were inserted by the lawmakers. Do you have a sense, Jason, what the governor supports or doesn't support, or is he going to just sort of accept most of what's sent forward to him?
The governor typically does end up supporting most of the things that are inserted in the budget by his own party, because obviously they're not doing that in a vacuum. I mean, they're talking with him and his people as they're putting these things in. I mean, it doesn't mean he supports every one of them, but they're typically just not going to throw something into the state budget, his state budget, without at least running it past him. That being said, he's going to veto some of these things for sure. I think particularly as he runs as a conservative in the Republican primary for the White House, undeclared candidate, he is going to be looking for what are some vetoes that can really burnish my credentials as a conservative. So particularly anything that would introduce new spending or that sort of thing could have a veto bullseye on it.